7 innings of perfection. In case you missed it, Clayton Kershaw against the Twins on April 13th threw 7 perfect innings, yet he was taken out of the game. Let's talk about why. Before we get into this video, make sure to like and subscribe so you can be notified whenever I post up new videos. No, this is not a Dodger channel, specifically to only the Dodgers. This is SoCal Travel Ball. It is a channel that revolves around baseball. I'm a Dodger fan, so I'm making this video. So here we go. In case you missed it, on April 13th, 2022, Clayton Kershaw kicked off his 2022 season with a magical 7-inning perfect performance at Target Field in Minnesota against the Twins. After just 80 pitches, he was pulled out by Dave Roberts. Many Dodger fans and baseball fans in general wanted to see the legend of Kershaw pull off one of the rarest feats in baseball. But that didn't happen because he was pulled out. Before you get all mad and ask for Dave Roberts' head, let's take a look at this from a different angle. First of all, the day before had brought about a bunch of rain. If you were watching the game, you saw the rain delay. Then it got started a little bit later, and they finished off. Following the rain usually brings a cold chill. When the game began, it was 38 degrees with 18 mile per hour winds and a wind chill factor of 28 mile per hour. That's per Fangraphs. That is not ideal weather to be playing in, and you could see how cold it was because most Dodger players seemed to be playing with ski masks to stay warm. This was Lux after making a play against Gio Urshela, covered up in a ski mask and everything, and still running off the field, blowing his hot breath into his palm to try to stay warm. So this is the condition that Kershaw was pitching in. Secondly, let's talk about what's really going on. Kershaw had to take an injection into his tendon in October of 2021 due to some discomfort. He didn't start throwing a baseball until January of this year. Likewise, he did not see too much action in spring training due to the extended lockdown. He hurled only 11 2/3 of an inning. He wasn't signed by the Dodgers until March 11th to a contract worth $17 million with incentives that could bring him up to $22 million. So Clayton Kershaw, Roberts, and the Dodgers are looking to get the most from Kershaw this year. And Kershaw would like to have a nice long season to help the Dodgers win a World Series. What was said? According to CBS Sports, Kershaw was quoted as saying, "Bigger things, man, bigger things." What is he referring to? A secret weapon of a new pitch? Or is he referring to staying healthy for the World Series? I believe it is a combination of both. Roberts said, "Every decision he makes is for the best interest of the player." In the past, Roberts has done this. So one time Ross Stripling was pitching against the San Francisco Giants, and he went into the 7th inning where he had a no-hitter. Threw 100 pitches going into the 7th inning, and I think it was the start of the 8th maybe, and he had collected 100 pitches, so they took him out of the game. Rich Hill had a perfect game going into 7 innings, and he was taken out after 89 pitches. And then Walker Buehler had a no-hitter against the Padres after 93 pitches, rookie season. He was taken out. He had just recently had Tommy John surgery. Ross Stripling was coming off of an injury. I'm not exactly sure why they took out Rich Hill. And now it happens with Kershaw. Now, check this out. So Kershaw was going to be pulled out at 69. According to this guy, Fabian Ardaya, I have no idea who this guy is, but he was quoted from the article I was reading. It says, Dave Roberts said Clayton Kershaw asked him to go back out for the 7th inning after he completed the 6th at 69 pitches. He told him then he wanted to finish at around 80 to 85 pitches. He'd been built up for 75. So Roberts said he's earned the right to have a conversation. So he was doing so well that he decided to go an extra inning. That's why he went up for the 7th inning, but he was really only supposed to go 6. Now, it would have been great for the fans and the sport of baseball. Why? Because the Dodgers do have a perfect game in their history. Sandy Koufax threw one in 1965. The last perfect game in the MLB was thrown by Felix Hernandez for the Seattle Mariners in August 15th, 2012. And the other reason is there's only been 23 perfect games in the history of baseball. That is just how rare this feat is. But with all that said, Kershaw seemed to have found the magic touch with his slider. Perhaps that is what he meant with bigger things, man, bigger things. He had 27 pitches where he caused the hitters to swing and miss. 17 of those pitches were sliders. Out of the 80 pitches thrown, 51% were sliders. He struck out 13 batters, threw first pitch strikes in 14 of the 21 batters he faced, and only reached 3 balls on 4 batters. Lastly, out of the 8 batted balls, only 1 had the exit velocity of 94.1 miles per hour. A grounder up the middle by Gio Urshela, which Gavin Lux handled out for an out. And you can see this chart. This is from, I'm blocking it, but this is from a page called Savant Charts or something like that. It's behind the image, and I can't figure out how to move it. But you can see the yellow represents all the sliders that he threw. You can tell he threw 40, I believe it's 41. Again, I'm blocking it down here. Then the second pitch was his four-seam fastball. Third pitch was the curveball, and I think he only threw 2 changeups. Everything that we have to keep in mind is that this is a World Series bound team. The goal is winning the World Series. Although a perfect game would have been epic, winning the World Series is the focus. Kershaw is part of our 1-2-3 trio of starting trio, and we will need him for the full season. No need to risk an injury this early. Although it was an epic 7-inning performance, let's not get too upset. There's Kershaw, Walker Buehler, and Urias. We're going to need them all for the full-on season. And as I mentioned before, please like and subscribe.